Hi everyone, it's Voodoo here, and this afternoon we are going to be doing a gaming schedule update video. It is Tuesday, May 15th of 2012, and it's been a while since I have actually done a gaming schedule update video back at the beginning of this year. And obviously a lot of those games I talked about in that update, I didn't get around to playing. Some of them I did. It's been kind of a bad start to 2012, as everybody knows, and we're kind of transitioning into a time where hopefully we can put all of this bad gaming experience behind us and look forward to the rest of 2012, where it looks like a lot better and more promising titles are being released. There's a lot more games that have release dates now, and some games that have been moved around since I did the last update, and so it's definitely time for one. So I have my computer here with my list of games that I've pretty much put everything on this list that I'm even considering playing. So as I go through this list, there's some of these games that I may wind up not playing. There will probably be at least a couple of games later this year that I will be playing that are not on this list, and so forth. So I'm just going to go over the list that I have with you right now, and as we go in the year, we'll go from there. Okay? So let me grab my computer, put it on my lap, and go through the games. So the first game will be the next game that I'm playing. I'm actually starting tomorrow, which will be Max Payne 3, which is actually released today on the 15th of May. I will be playing that game first. Then next week, on the 22nd, we have the release of Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier, which I will be delving into next week. A promising looking third-person shooter. On June the 5th, there's a game called Inversion that I've been hearing about for quite some time. I'm up in the air as to whether or not I'm going to play this game. I might as well if I'm wrapped up with Max Payne and Ghost Recon, because there's not another release in June for a while. So I might as well play it, so I probably will, but I guess there's a chance that I won't, considering it's... I believe it's actually being made by Sega, and so there's a chance that it won't be very good, but we'll see. As of right now, I'm planning on playing it. That next release in June that doesn't come for a while isn't actually until the 26th of June, when you have Spec Ops The Line, a game that is being published by 2K. And with me, I am a huge fan of 2K publishing. I think that 2K really knows what they're doing and can spot quality games when they publish, and so usually anything that 2K publishes, you know, it's not a sports game because they do 2K Sports, but the things that they publish that are not sports games, usually I always try to check them out. In fact, they published one of the only good games, in my opinion, this year of 2012, which was The Darkness 2. They were behind publishing that, and of course they have published BioShock in the past, and Borderlands and games of that nature, so I really like 2K, so I'm expecting some good things out of Spec Ops The Line. Then there's a giant drought, as we normally expect, with the end of June through July. Right now I have 0 games on my list for the month of July. I believe like the Amazing Spider-Man movie tie-in game or something like that's coming out in July. I'm not interested in that. So in the month of July will be kind of free time for me to continue to play some of the things I need to play. My ultimate goal is to do a playthrough of Mass Effect 3 probably during that month in July, which means I need to play Mass Effect 2 in my spare time. I'd like to do a playthrough of Mass Effect 3 in July. By that time, the free story ending, the correct ending of the story DLC should be out by that time, so I can enjoy the real full experience of Mass Effect 3. And also, I still do have some outstanding games, such as Skyrim, my BioShock 1 playthrough, also the co-op playthrough that my friend Chris and I started, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition, which was a ton of fun the one day we were able to play it, and I will be definitely trying to get him back here over the course of the summer to complete that game, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and July might just be the month that we do that. So July is kind of going to be a free month, so to speak. Then of course into August, when I return to school in the fall, the first release up, probably right around the time I'll be going back, is Darksiders 2 on August the 14th. Now I've heard of the Darksiders series, I didn't play the first one. I really don't know what kind of game Darksiders is, so I would have to look into that before I can assure you that I'll be playing it, but Darksiders 2 is certainly on my radar to play in August. Then we jump forward to September. September the 4th, we have the release of Far Cry 3, a Ubisoft game. It's either a first or third person shooter, I believe. I could be wrong there, but Far Cry 3, I've definitely heard of the Far Cry series, Ubisoft, and so that's a pretty big release I'll be looking into playing. And then we have some really interesting anticipated games on the way after that. With September the 18th, this is when everything kind of starts to, I actually have a game out of place here on my queue. This is really when games start to heat up at the end of the year, as they usually do. September 18th, we have the release of Borderlands 2, a game that I'm very much looking forward to. Again, 2K, I assume, is publishing it. They published the first one. And although I didn't play the first Borderlands, I've seen a lot of gameplay of the first Borderlands, and it's definitely a game that I think I would enjoy. And so Borderlands 2 is certainly a game that I will be checking out. Could potentially be a purchase for me later this year. We'll have to see what my finances look like, but I will definitely be checking out Borderlands 2. Then October the 2nd, we have Resident Evil 6. Now, the only Resident Evil game I have ever played in my life was Operation Raccoon City a couple months ago, which I know is not a good representation of the Resident Evil franchise, because that game, in my opinion, sucked. But no, I've actually never played a real Resident Evil game 1 through 5. So I will be playing Resident Evil 6. I'll try to catch myself up on as much of the story and background as I can before I actually play the game, although I know there's things I won't understand. But I still want to check out Resident Evil 6. I think it's kind of a crime that I've never played a Resident Evil game. So that will change in October of this year. Then a game that I have a lot of interest in that just recently got a release date. We talked about it on our last episode of Voodoo's Brew, episode 8. The game Dishonored. And that is being published by Bethesda, being developed by Arcane Studios. It's a very interesting looking game. I'm not exactly sure the style of gameplay it is, meaning I don't know if it's an RPG, even if it's I believe it's first person, I don't really know, but Dishonored is an interesting looking game that has some time warping or slowing down time mechanics, those kind of things. What grabs my attention the most about Dishonored is the really cool setting that the game takes place in. The design is awesome. It looks like a combination between futuristic and old time, like classic, kind of combined. It's kind of weird. It looks like maybe, it's hard to place a year, maybe 1700s architecture with futuristic elements like robots and stuff. It looks really cool. I'm excited about that game, and I'll be checking it out on October 9th, or the week of. Then October 30th, huge release. Of all the games on this list, I would say that this game is certainly going to be a purchase for me. Hands down, I'm pretty sure I can say that with confidence. Assassin's Creed 3. I really regained my confidence in Assassin's Creed last year with Brotherhood. Revelations. I really enjoyed that game. And just all the stuff I've seen about Assassin's Creed 3 has really revived my interest in that series. The new game looks amazing. The setting is really outstanding. The gameplay trailers, everything just looks great for that game. Supposedly, of course, the final game in the series, but we all know how people or developers tend to drag things on. But this is probably the one, no matter how many more they make, this is the one I'll probably count as the final one. And it's an ending of a series that I've played every game so far and I'm interested in. So Assassin's Creed 3, I can pretty much say will definitely be a purchase for me in October, late October of this year. I'll be playing that. On October, oh, sorry, I had another game out of order. October 23rd, the week before Assassin's Creed 3, there is a new Medal of Honor Warfighter. I'm really up in the air right now as to whether or not I'm going to bother with this game. I know that Medal of Honor, the first one, I think it was in 2010, or the first one of the new revamp, and it met pretty bad reviews. I know there was a certain sect of people who really enjoyed that, but I know there was a lot of people who didn't. So I don't know, we'll have to see at that time where I stand with other games. If I want to do something instead, if I'm busy during that time, then I may pass over Medal of Honor Warfighter. We'll see. Then, of course, Assassin's Creed 3. Then into November. November the 13th is another game that's probably a probable purchase for me. even though I keep saying I won't do this, it keeps getting me anyway. Call of Duty Black Ops 2. The reason that I'm going to be purchasing this game, I said I wasn't going to purchase Modern Warfare 3. I did it anyway. Very disappointed. And so I should learn my lesson and not get Black Ops 2, but the difference is that this is Treyarch, whereas Modern Warfare 3 is, of course, Infinity Ward / Sledgehammer. And I've pretty much come to the conclusion that I do not like Infinity Ward's versions of Call of Duty. I didn't like the bit I played in Modern Warfare 2. I really didn't enjoy Modern Warfare 3 very much. However, I did really enjoy Black Ops. As broken as the game was, it was still a lot of fun to play, and of course my friend Brandon and I had lots of good times playing that game together. This game is, of course, the sequel to the first Black Ops. It looks like they're actually finally making some changes to the franchise as far as a futuristic setting, some differences in the campaign, such as branching storylines. They say that this is the most in-depth zombie mode that they've ever done, and with the new setting it probably provides some really cool multiplayer maps. And Brandon and I have already discussed this, that we want to do some gameplay together for Black Ops 2 Zombies multiplayer. So I'm going to probably get it purely based off the fact that I'm going to be playing it a lot with my friends, and that obviously makes everything better. And I honestly do believe and have hope that this game will blow Modern Warfare 3 out of the water, simply because I really like Treyarch, and they do different things. They're a lot more inventive and creative than Infinity Ward, in my opinion. And of course they have zombie mode, which is awesome. So probable purchase for Black Ops 2. And then another game that just got a release date on November the 20th is Hitman Absolution. Another Hitman game. I've never played Hitman, but the gameplay and all the trailers that I've seen and everything for this game looks pretty cool. So I will be checking out Hitman on November 20th. And so far that's it. That ends my list. And looks like nothing else in December. There never really is. So December will probably be a time to catch up. I know that probably like the last few games, Assassin's Creed, Black Ops 2, and Hitman, are all games released pretty close to one another, and that's around the time that my final exams are and such. So I know that I'll probably get behind on some of those games, and if there's any games that I need to do some more work on and finish up, I'll do what I did last year and kind of do like a gaming marathon in December when I get out for winter break, to catch up on these games that I have not had an opportunity to complete. And so those are the new releases for the rest of the year so far that I know of that I will most likely be checking out. Again, there could be some flux, and I'm almost positive there will be in that schedule, but just want to give you guys a heads up of what's going on, of what the rest of my year looks like. A lot better, a lot more promising titles it looks like coming out for the rest of this year. I'm really hoping that these games get the really bad taste out of my mouth of the first few games of 2012, which for the most part have just not been good. So I'm optimistic, I'm excited, and it all starts tomorrow, actually on Wednesday, with Max Payne 3. So I will see you for that and for the rest of the games in 2012. So I hope you guys are excited and optimistic as I am, and I will see everybody for gameplay for the rest of the year. So thanks guys, and I'll see you then.